Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Guru and ShoWTimE on Invader, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the green Zerg player. It is Guru. And in the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is ShoWTimE. So a PvZ for you guys. I know you've seen this matchup quite a bit. That's because there were some amazing games between these two players from the round of 16 match in the WCS 2016 Spring Championship. And let's get right on into it. This is a 4-player map. You can spawn here and here, as well as the places that the players have spawned in this match. And let's see. Guru tried a Mass Queen Ling, somewhat Ravager build last time. Not entirely sure why he turned away at the front door of ShoWTimE, but he turned away, let ShoWTimE get Immortals, let him get Disruptors, and that was pretty much it from there. Alright, so it looks like ShoWTimE really wants to block off this expansion, but no, Guru throws it up here instead. Surprise! Sneaky first base, or second base rather, thrown down by our Zerg player. ShoWTimE sneaking on in, says, there's not a pool. There has to be an extractor somewhere. The timing makes no sense here at all. There's the pool, there's the extractor from Guru, who doesn't want speedlings too quickly. Where is this base? He says. Go over here. Go over here. You can find it. ShoWTimE really wants to block this. Guru doesn't care. Guru is not even thinking about taking a quick third at this point. What a sneaky play by our Zerg player. Meanwhile, there is a Nexus coming out for ShoWTimE. And yes, Gateway here at the front door. It's going to wall off using a Cybernetics core and then possibly another pylon here. I wonder if he can just fit a single Adept or a single Zealot. I don't know. It looks like Guru now does want to take a quick third. ShoWTimE is blocking it off super duper annoyingly. There are no Lings on the way, but it is enough to get some shots off on that probe, get that third down. Probe comes in and says, alright, that is a really late natural. What is going on here? He doesn't see a Roach Warren. He doesn't see double gas. He doesn't see a quick lair. He's like, what is happening? This makes no sense at all. One of these days, he will actually discover there is a base up here. But for now he does not. Here he comes. Alright, so surprise! He's going to see this after it's popped and say, oh, that's where that hatchery went. Alright, so he does report that back to Ire. Let ShoWTimE know exactly what is going on here. An Adept on the way. Again, I feel like you need something to hold this. And I think an Adept can do it. I feel like ShoWTimE is smart enough to know what can actually hold that line and what cannot. Probe going all the way back home. Overlord here too, trying to scout some stuff out. Does know exactly where the Protoss player is. He was heading this direction anyway. But the direction of this probe is very useful. Adept not holding the line, instead coming on out to try to kill some stuff. Recognizing there's not much here to defend at this point. Some Lings trying to head out, be aggressive, and the Adept kills both of them very easily. She is very pleased with herself on that front. Queen here to defend. That hatch is going to pop in just about 2 seconds. Adept, really, I'm not sure what she can do by herself. She's going to get shot at by Queens wherever she goes. These Lings will be useful here too. Might kill a drone, and yeah, does get a drone kill. Hey, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Adept hanging out pretty darn well, doing very happily for herself. Decides to head back home. So killed, what, 2 Lings and a drone there? Yep, 3 total kills. Not bad in a day's work for a single unit. Resonating Glaives on the way for ShoWTimE. Definitely wants to get a few of these Adepts to throw into the army. Getting Warp Gate Research, and what is the next building for ShoWTimE going to be? Let's see, Gateway. Oh, there's the Twilight Council. Obviously the Twilight Council, but that can't be all that there is, I don't think. I would not be surprised if there was a Stargate coming out or a robotics facility at some point. We'll have to keep an eye on that production tab to let us know what is going on. A +1 melee attack on the way for Guru, which means some early Ling pressure for sure. Possibly trying to move into Ultras eventually. It's just so hard for Ultras, because Immortals still hit them very, very hard. Extra damage versus armored, and they're ranged, and they're fast. They're difficult for Ultras to really get on top of. I don't know. I'd be surprised if it was Ultras in this game, but it's entirely possible that's what Guru is going for. However, I was going to say, it's not an early lair. It's about a well-timed lair here, 4 minutes into the game. Legacy of the Void is fast, man. A 4-minute lair would be insane in Heart of the Swarm, but they switched it up. The games start a lot faster, which I appreciate as somebody who does cast StarCraft 2. Didn't do a lot of casting of Heart of the Swarm. I did some of it towards the end of its run before the beta came out for Legacy of the Void. You can go on my channel and actually check that out. And I would actually fast forward the games in the first couple of minutes because nothing ever happened. There was like a scouting unit. You'd get a Reaper out at like the 3-minute mark. It was nuts. Alright, so the Adepts are here. There's not much to defend against this. Some Lings. Nope, there's the cancel. They decided instead to go ahead and threaten the natural base. A double Stargate on the way for ShoWTimE. Baneling Nest coming up for Guru, trying to make this Baneling thing work here. And yes, a lot of drones are going to die unless they run. Run drones, run Adepts. Really doing a great job just sticking in sticking in this place where it's hard for Lings to surround them. Might actually take down this Baneling nest too with a few more volleys using that Resonating Glaives upgrade to the best of their ability. Can they get it? Oh, they force the cancel and they kill the drone. These Adepts are absolutely going to town on Guru's ability to defend himself, to make an army. That's a good surround by the Lings, though. That's a lot of dead Adepts. Can any of them get out? Two of them, a pair do manage to escape. They are waddling their way back home as fast as they can. I guess it's not really a waddle. It's more of a march. The animation there. The Lings chasing them down. Friends are here to help out, but I'm not sure if there are enough of them. Oh, full surround on the two that escaped. They end up dead. The other two, or the other four here, also trying to sonic transfer their way back. One does not make it. The other three will. And they do decide to retreat there. So resources lost here. Looks like 9 units killed by Guru. Adepts, 7 workers killed by ShoWTimE. 42 total units killed by ShoWTimE. What? 42? That's a lot. Resources lost is fairly even. About 100 separate the two. But Guru has lost 42 units. That's a lot of Lings. Because basically those, I mean, that's not drones that were killed. As we saw, there were 7 of those. So I don't know. I don't know what that was. This is just a straight-up mass Adept play from ShoWTimE. I don't know if it's going to work out. Again, Hydra's pretty good in this situation. Ling's pretty good in this situation, getting a Spore Crawler, recognizing the threat of Phoenix on the field. There are 2 of them here. This should pop just in the nick of time, but there are 3 Queens as well. 4 Phoenix, though. The number's getting fairly high. Some Hydra's mixed in, though. Hydra, Queen, pretty good at rebuffing this kind of stuff from the Phoenix play. The Adepts don't really want to move in there either, so Guru making some good choices right now. Income tab is 48 to 50. In favor of ShoWTimE on 2 bases, though, versus 3 bases for Guru, which means that his income is a little bit more efficient here. It needs to get an inject off with that Queen on the lair, getting muscular augments upgrade. There's the inject, increasing the attack range and the speed of Hydra's off creep. And here come the Phoenix, trying to do some stuff. Again, some Hydras on the ground, a lot of Queens, though, and that's kind of the bigger problem here. They do snipe off 1 and 2 Hydras. Can they get 3? They get 3. Get 3 Hydras there. Woof. That's the thing. Hydra's in small numbers, not as good against Phoenix as you would expect, so it is a very solid Phoenix Adept build. We've seen this win before against Zerg players. Can Guru hold on, or is ShoWTimE going to win this thing with this somewhat unorthodox strategy? I do not know. Queens, once again, Queen count going to be very important. There are 9 of them. Queens are good against both Adepts and Phoenix, so not a bad strategy, Zerg players, if you're struggling against this. If you see it coming, getting a bunch of Queens is pretty darn good. Spread your creep, make it so the Queens are mobile enough to defend this weird situation. Adepts try to get in, but the Lings are right on top of them. That's a tough place to go. There's the cancel. Actually taking shots instead from the Queens that are transfusing each other, too. That's another thing. You have to remember to transfuse. Oh, the Lings get the surround. Almost. It's a semi-surround on 3 sides here on the Adepts. 1, 2 of them, possibly 3, 4 of them do end up getting killed there. Most of them manage to escape. A 3rd base now being established by ShoWTimE. The problem with this mass Queen build is it's hard to be aggressive because they're so slow off creep. Taking a 4th base here at the gold base is Guru. Right now, army supply is 72 to 52 in favor of Guru. Income tab 58 to 52 in favor of the Zerg player. That is a lot of Phoenix, though. A lot of Phoenix now going after the workers on this gas extractor. Wonderful play there. Ling's trying to knock this thing down. Couldn't quite do it before the Adept showed up and the Photon Overcharge. They decided to back on out. You need more than 1 Spore here. I really think you do, Guru. You're losing a lot of workers. Pushing on in, though, is Guru. He has Lings. He has Hydras. Unfortunately, Adepts are very good against Hydras in particular situations, and this might be one of those. Guru needs more static defense. That Phoenix ball is pretty big at this point. And one of my commenters in a previous video about a week ago did mention that, saying, how come pros don't go more Spore Crawlers in this situation? But here it is, the big-time battle. Hydras involved, Lings involved, Hydras getting rid of that Phoenix Cloud. 1, 2, 3 dying immediately and being forced to retreat. There is ShoWTimE. 91 to 121 total supply, and the Queens are moving off creep. They're moving fast as they can. 1.31 move speed leading the charge here. Immortals starting to get double pumped for ShoWTimE. I'm not sure they're going to be here in time to try and save this 3rd base. Army supply looking good. 75 to 44 in favor of Guru. Mass Queen play, trying to make this work, trying to snipe down those pylons first, so Photon Overcharge isn't as big of a deal. 1 dies. And no, 2 are actually Photon Overcharging. Good lifts on some of the Queens, but there are so many Queens left on the ground. Are they focusing the Phoenix? They are not focusing the Phoenix. The Hydra is trying to deal with that Nexus, not really involved in the battle at hand, which seems like a bit of a miss micro there from Guru, but more and more reinforcements coming across the map. A lot of Hydras in production. The Nexus does fall, and that's it. The GG from ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is defeated, and Guru is victorious. Guru with a nice play there. This time, the mass Hydra play did work. Hydra Queen instead of Queen Ling Ravager seems to make a bigger difference here, especially against those Phoenix. That's a lot of Hydralisks with +1 attack. A lot of dead Phoenix there too. Only 2 left in that game, which means upwards of 8 to 10 of them were killed by ground-to-air enemies from the Zerg player. Resources lost 64 to 8,900 in favor of the Zerg player. So once again, if you see this coming, Zerg players, don't worry about it. Just get a lot of Queens, get a lot of Hydras, get their upgrades if you can. Muscular augments and +1 seem to be very, very important. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. I would recommend maybe getting 1 or 2 more Spore Crawlers. That was a lot of dead workers. 15 workers killed by ShoWTimE, which could have hurt if that game had gone on any longer, as it was fairly even on that worker count. But Guru was able to take down that third. It's a very difficult one to defend with this ramp and with this ramp. But Guru took it down. ShoWTimE could not quite hold it, and Guru takes the win. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.